Are you wondering what's going on in the world? You're not alone. Over the past decade, we have witnessed the only time in history that all the devastating weather patterns and social problems have all come together. Many of the worst hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, volcanoes, and fires we have ever seen in history all happening at the same time, along with the famine. This is not an accident. These events are all part of the master plan of God, which is preparing us and warning us that the world as we know it is coming to an end soon. Jesus said to his disciples in Mark 13:29 about the end times, "Even so, when you see these things happening, you will know that it is near, right at the door." There's not only the severe weather patterns that are signs of the end times. How about all the shootings and mass killings and other violence and the black and white issues with police? And then there's the decay of our society, which is going in the same direction as the great Greek and Roman empires, which deteriorated with the decay of the traditional family. This is all God's plan for his believers to see the time has come and for unbelievers to seek answers. The environmental issues and concerns of global warming are all God's work and part of his plan. The change in the world order starts with the rapture of the church, when Jesus comes down from heaven to rapture or take all believers back to heaven with him. This is hard to imagine, but can you picture the chaos when millions of believing Christians are taken simultaneously from driving cars, piloted planes, surgery, banks, and grocery stores? Your imagination can't even comprehend it. Left on earth will be non-Christians, so chaos will run wild. If you think that sounds hard to believe, remember this is the same God who created heaven and earth and the intricacy of the human body, with every human having a distinct DNA. The same supernatural God who inspired writers to prophesy in the Old Testament about events of the New Testament with 100% accuracy. 1,817 prophecies, and most have already been realized. The prophecies that are left are those concerning the end times, and logic should tell you that these prophecies will also be 100% accurate. After the rapture, the great 7-year tribulation will begin as described in the book of Revelation. My name is Al Porter. I'm the founder of Breakthrough Ministry International and the author of this book called The Hour is Near. The booklet will tell you about the impressive evidence that exists about the Bible and Christianity. We'll also give you the details of the tribulation, the Antichrist, Armageddon, and the second coming of Jesus, which is different than the rapture. What happens during the 7-year tribulation is hard to believe. When you tell non-believers and even some believers, they'll think you had two heads, which is an old saying for disbelief. Are you ready? Here are some suggestions on how you can get ready. First, as a Christian, you should tell your family, both believers and non-believers, that you will be raptured. And secondly, tell other believers that are not aware of the sequence of end times events about the timeline of the rapture, the tribulation, then the 1,000-year millennium reign with Christ here on earth. And thirdly, warn non-believers about the Antichrist and how they can still be saved and have eternal life. The choice of life forever with awareness, or the alternate choice for non-believers, is the lake of fire. There will be wars ending in Armageddon, and between 1/3 and 1/2 of the world's 7.5 billion population will be killed, and Jesus will return to set up his kingdom here on earth. Get the booklet free and take advantage of only having to read a condensed summary of 30 pages instead of the 36 or so books that I had to read to be able to summarize this information. For a believer, these 30 pages of information will strengthen your faith, and for non-believers, the 30 pages could give you eternal life. Download the free booklet right now below this video, or if you're on YouTube, go to our website at www.breakthroughglobalonline.com